सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् बाहुद्वन्द्वेन रत्नोज्ज्वलवलय भृता शोणपाणिप्रवाळेनोपाता वेणुनाळी प्रसृतनखमयूखाङ्गुली संगशारा कृत्वा वक्त्रारविन्दे सुमधुरविकसद् रागमुद्भाव्य मानैः शब्दब्रह्मामृतैः त्वं शिशिरितभुवनैः सिञ्च मे कर्णवीथि.
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. We have been relishing, rather experiencing the greatness of Śrīman Nārāyaṇīyam. In Śrīman Nārāyaṇīyam, we have come across Kapilopadesham, Kapilavatara, in which Kapila Vasudeva explains the nuances of Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, and the concept of Jani, Janma, Marana to his mother. In that due course, he comes up with this Shloka. Yuvati jathara khinno jata bodhopyakande prasavagarita bodha pidayollanghya balyam punarapi batamuhyatyeva tarunyakale kapilatanuriti-tvam devahutyai nyagadihi. Yuvati jathara khimnaha. While the Jivatma is housed within a small Prakrita Shariram, within the mother's womb, Yuvati jathara khimnaha. So when he is there within the mother's womb, jata bodhaha api akande. Though he has attained the knowledge, but he has attained it at the wrong time. The knowledge is attained about Parabrahman. The mystic poet, the Alvar says, Karuvarangathul kidandhen kaitoludhen kandhen thiruvarangan meyan tishai. Similarly, there is a Purana Vachanam. Jayamanam hi purusham yampashyen madhusudanaha satvikaha satuvigneyaha savai mokshartha chintakaha. That one who keeps contemplating upon moksha, that one who receives the grace of Narayana while he is within the mother's womb, though he is received at the wrong time, akande, prasava galita bodhaha. He will lose that knowledge completely upon being born. That is why it is a theory by our acharyas that when a child is born, there is a certain component in the air called as shatam. This shatam has the ability to attack the child's scalp. What will come as a result? Will there be a skin problem? Will the child have fever? No. The child will manage to forget everything that the child remembers about Parabrahman that the child has seen within the mother's womb. So he says, Prasava Galita Bodhaha, he will lose that knowledge. Ullanghya Balyam Pidaya. And then he will cross. As soon as the child is born with no knowledge about the Parabrahman, the child, he or she will cross the childhood with misery. Pidaya Balyam. So there will be misery in the childhood. Muhyati Eva Punaha Api. Again, the person gets deluded at a later stage. When Tarunyakale Bata, when the person is youthful, for example, during adolescence, the boy or the girl may completely lose whatever iota is left, that also they will lose. So tarunya kale bata muhyati eva punaha api, they will lose that knowledge. Iti tvam kapila tanuhu, thus you in the form of Kapila advised Devahuti, says Bhaṭṭatiri in this particular shloka. Then he takes us through Pitrusuraganayāji dharmiko yo grihasthaha sacha nipatati kale dakshinādhopagami mayi nihitamakamam karma dukkakpatartham kapilatanuriti tvam devahutyai nyagadihi yaha grihasthaha. That particular householder, grihastha, Pitru Suragana Yaji, the one who worships the Pitrugana and Suragana, the Devas and the Pitrus, because it is believed that every human being while at birth carries a certain debt towards the Devas and towards the Pitrus. So one is called Devarinam, the other is called Pitrurinam. So Pitrurinam is generally gotten rid of with a donation of silver. Devarinam is generally gotten away with the distribution of gold. Now when you look at Śrīman Nārāyaṇīyam, when the payasam gets out of the Agni Kundam through the Agni Purusha, the payasam comes in a golden pot with a silver lid. So there is silver and gold. So Pitru Rinam, Devarinam, both these Rinams were stopping Dasharatha from having children. So when he performed Ashwamedham and then thereby the Putrakameshti, and the payasam came in a golden pot with a silver lid, he got rid of both these Rinams. That is why Mahalakshmi, it is said in Sri Suktam, which is a Khilabhagam to the Rigveda, she wears a golden garland with silvers, Suvarna Rajatasrajam, there is silver lining to it. So there is gold and silver that is always mentioned here. Similarly, what is the basis for gold and silver? Pitrurinam, Devarinam. To get rid of this, one must worship them. So he says, Pitru Suragana Yaji Cha Dharmikaha. He just does not propitiate the Pitrus and the Devas, but he too walks in the path of Dharma. What will happen to him? Saha Dakshinādhopagami. But the result is very bad, because when the Jivatma departs from the body of the person who is dedicated to his ancestors and the Devas, what will happen after that? His Jivatma will go through the path of smoke called as Dhumadi Margam, which is in the southern path. So he says, Saha Dakshinādhopagami Nipatati Kale. Then at one point in time, he will fall back again. At that point in time, to karma akamam nihitam. So what is the way to get rid of the path of smoke? Not that you should stop the Pitru Karyam and Deva Karyam, but he says, to karma akamam nihitam. Do that karma, but do it with akamam. It is called nishkama karma. Do not have the thought that I am doing it. This particular phalam is attached to me. You submit it to paramatma. That time it becomes akamam. So he says, to karma akamam nihitam mayi udakpatartham. To me, lead to the northern path. Then he says, iti tvam kapila tanuhu nyagadihi devahutyai. So then Kapila, he says, this is how he advised Devahuti. So he says that the Jivatma has two paths to go when it departs from this material body. One is called northern path. The other is called southern path. That is called Archiradi Margam. This is called Dhumadi Margam. There the guidance is given by Archis, fire, light. Here it is given by the smoke that emanates from the fire. So when the Jivatma goes through the Dakshina Patha, goes through the Dhumadi Marga, surely there will be another birth. If the Jivatma manages to go by the Uttara Patha, which is the Archiradi Marga, there is no rebirth. Nasa punaravartate, nasa punaravartate. So he says, Mayi udakpatartham iti tvam kapilatanuhu nyagadihi devahutyai. So this is the advice given by Kapila Vasudeva to his mother Devahuti. Next comes the 9th shloka. Iti suvidita vednyam devahe devahutim kritanutim anugrihya tvam gato yogi sanghaihi Vimalamatiratha bhakti yogena mukta Tvamapi janahitartham vartase pragudichyam. Hey Deva, Tvam anugrihya Devahutim. Oh Deva, when you look at Bhagavan and say, he too says in Sambodhana, Hey Bhagavan, Hey Deva, Tvam anugrihya Devahuti. Thereby you are blessing your very mother Devahuti. Bhaṭṭatiri says this. Iti suvidita vedyam. Thereby she too got very well versed in that quintessential knowledge. So, suvidita vedyam. She got extremely enlightened, extremely enriched with the knowledge that you gave her. Krita nutim. Thereby the mother started praising you. When parents praise genuinely, then there is a certain truth attached to it. When the mother praises her son who is like an acharya to her, he says, Krita nutim gataha yoga sanghaihi saha. Now, one Kapila Vasudeva, after having advised his mother, he left that place with the yogis. Same happened with Devahuti. She too wanted to leave, relinquish her material body at that very instance. That is when Atha Vimalamatihi Asau. Vimalamatihi, without any kalmasham, without any dosham that is attached, with pure mind. Who did this? Atha Vimalamatihi Asau. This Devahuti, with a very purified, clear mind, cleansed mind, she says, Mukta Bhakti Yogena. Through Bhakti Yogam, she attained moksham. So she performed upasana or sadhana called as Bhakti Yoga to attain moksham. Mukta Bhakti Yogena. Tvam api janahitartham. You too, for the sake of the welfare of mankind. See, then, for the mankind to have a very, very harmonious livelihood, peaceful livelihood with bhakti towards you, tvam api janahitartham vartase pragudichyam. What happened? He looks at Guruvayurappan and says, after having enlightened your mother, you went in the northeastern direction. See, this northeastern direction is very important from where he has gone. It is believed either he could have lived around the Rajasthan region, some say Haryana, some say Madhya Pradesh. It is around this region where he lived. So northeast. So from Dakshina Bhagam, when you see northeast, there is one direction. So here some people say he could have gone to the place where Ganga meets the ocean. It is called Ganga Sagaram. There also, today also you have this place called Kapila Ashram. He could have gone there. So he says, Vartase Pragudichyam. Pragudichyam, northeastern direction. He went there. Then what is the phalam of having known this Kapila Avataram and Kapilopadesham? Comes the Shloka. Paramakim bahuktya tvatpadam bhoja bhaktim sakala bhayavinetrim sarvakamopanetrim vadasi khalu dridham tvam tad vidhu yamayan me gurupavana puresha tvayupadhastva bhaktim. Hey Parama, the one who is supreme, bahuktya kimu. Separate those things that are different from this Prakriti. There is Prakriti, there is Purusha. This is what Sankhya philosophy says. Separate. Then he says, Tvam vadasi khalu dridham. You are extremely firm in the statement that you have rendered. Tvam vadasi khalu dridham. Tvatpadam bhoja bhaktim. About devotion to the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Tvatpadam bhoja bhaktim. Sakala bhaya vinetrim. The destroyer of all types of fears. So when that fear factor is there, then Upadesham becomes tough. But through his Upadesham, the fear has also gone. Sakala bhaya vinetrim, sarvakamopanetrim. Just not that the fear gets removed. Sarvakamopa, whatever one desires legitimately, that will be granted. Sarvakamopanetrim, tat he Guru Pavana Puresha. Who is the one who grants all this? Fear should go. What is sought should be granted. He says, Guru Pavana Puresha, the one who stays within the abode of Guru Pavana, which is Guruvayur, Vidhuyame Amayan, eradicating all my ailments. This is the greatest Kainkaryam that I can do for mankind, and this is the great blessing that you can have towards me, Krishna. Vidhuyame Amayan Upadhastva Bhaktim Tvai generate that devotion to you. So for me, I need devotion to you. For that devotion, you have to grant me all of this, says Bhaṭṭatiri in this particular concluding shloka of Kapilopadesham Dashakam.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण